it came like cinnamon, so sweet. Little girls double dutch on the concrete. Maybe sometimes we got it wrong, but it's alright. The more things seem to change, the more they stay the same. Ooh, don't you hesitate. Go put your records on. Tell me your favorite song. You go ahead, let your head down. Sapphire and faded jeans. I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead, let your head down.
KBLA Talk 1580. That is probably maybe the most recognizable song by Corinne Bailey Rae. But she's got a new album that is fire. And she's going to be with us in studio next hour. So I'm really excited. I'm actually a fan. I'm going to have a fangirl out moment. And yeah, so looking forward to that. Look who's here. Labor advocate, activist, and KBLA correspondent, Sherri Bell. Good morning.
Good morning, Dominique. Good morning, KBLA listeners out there in the YouTube chat and on the radio. Glad to be in your presence this morning.
Yeah, it's great to have you in. It's fun to switch it up. You're coming on a Thursday. You're in the 7 o'clock hour. That means we get to talk national politics in all its glory, in all its scariness, and and some good things too. I really, I'm big on that, Sherri. I really, really want us to focus on some wins. Yesterday, the House of Representatives. Oh, and by the way, happy Black History Month.
Whoop, whoop,
it's Black History Month. Of course, it's Black History Month every month
That's
around
right.
here, but we're going to be extra
We're gonna be
this month.
Blackety, blackety, black.
Yeah.
This month.
It's like every month is Black History Month, and this one is Blackety Blackety History.
Yes.
Blackety Blackety Black History Month. Yeah, right. So happy February 1st. But the House voted last night to pass a tax package which would temporarily bring back that child tax credit and some business tax benefits. The child tax credit is one of the things I'm always harping on because we pulled 4 million children out of poverty,
Right.
out of starvation during using pandemic dollars
Right.
during the Biden administration. But then thank you, Joe Manchin and some other, all of the Republicans and some, I guess, Sinema and Manchin rescinded that.
Wow.
And so we threw 4 million American children back into poverty. Well, this, which I assume would pass the Senate because we have a very tiny Democratic majority there. Who knows, though? Some of these senators could act a fool. But what it does is it gives a tax credit to low-income families. So this is 16 million children that could be impacted by this. They make too little money to get a tax refund, so they don't get the same benefit that people that make more who owe money get.
Right.
So this means even if you don't owe taxes, you would still get that credit for having those children in the home. And I think this is great news. I hope it can get through the Senate.
Yeah, I hope it gets through the Senate. And I don't know why it just isn't like a permanent thing. Research has shown when lower income people get refunds and get money, it goes right back into the economy.
Yeah.
As opposed to when more wealthier people get tax breaks, they hoard it, they don't spend it, they just get richer, and it doesn't really help,
they send it to the Cayman Islands.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a great point. I'm not really sure why they're saying this one. This is from CNN. They're saying it would lift 500,000 children out of poverty. But it says it would improve the financial situation of about 5 million more children who would still be below the poverty line, but they would have that supplemental income. And this, what it turned out to be when we had it before was $200 to $300 a month. So, that could be the difference between starvation and having some food on the table, right?
Seriously, especially towards the end of the month when people's benefits run out, to have that extra money to last you and to be able to put food on the table is it means the world to to working families and people who are food deprived.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I know that I heard that it might have been some concessions, right? So basically, like,
Yeah, always concessions.
they gonna get what they want out of the deal, so they got some breaks on their end. But compromise is always good. I hope this kind of work continues for the greater good of society, as it always should be that way.
Yeah, and what's to me so shameful about it, it's the whole thing. They said will only reduce revenues by $400 million over 10 years. So you had something you can do that costs way less than what we pay in any given year to help arm other countries that could pull, 5.5 million, well, not out of poverty, but pull 5.5 million kids closer to having food on their table. And you didn't want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's, a lot of things are very hypocritical in the analysis of politics. And when you think about the tax breaks that large corporations, have, like Amazon and Tesla, all these people who are not, if they paid their fair share, how permanent and stable things like this could be that can have a positive impact on lower income families.
Yeah. So it's kind of confusing, but what it does, it increases the maximum refundable credit for low-income households. So what you're doing is you're giving poor people the same thing that rich people get in terms of tax credit for their kids.
Right.
And to me, that's super no-brainer. Apparently, there's always concessions, one of them being that they were trying to get back to how it used to be in the old days, which really hit California hard, where you could write a large percent of your tax, your state taxes off your federal, state and local off your federal income tax bill, and they did not get that.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, it can squeeze the middle class a little, only because there's people that are homeowners, and of course, the middle class or working class people that are homeowners that want to be able to write that off their taxes. But I think it's definitely something to celebrate. When we're handing out missiles and tanks and weaponry like Halloween candy, you got to be able to feed your own children.
Yeah, and not only that, you give them millions and billions, and they come back and ask for more.
Yeah, that's true.
That's wild.
Again and again and again, and then you feel like you're not standing by someone unless you give them billions.
Yeah.
I don't. For me, I don't know.
It's a lot of no-brainers that's not really braining.
The brains are not braining.
Yeah.
That is for sure. So yeah, we got a lot to talk about. So I'm going to speed up a little bit, but I'm sure you've probably been following what's happening with Fulton County DA Fani Willis. They're really undermining that case, and some people could blame her. We talked about this with Dr. Gerald Horn yesterday, because she allegedly had this affair with someone who works under her. Then she appointed him to work on this Donald Trump RICO case. Now there's a lawsuit that's been filed by a law firm called Ashley Merchant, they're the attorneys for one of the Trump co-defendants who's facing jail time for election interference. Yeah, it is. And they've subpoenaed both Fani Willis and Nathan Wade, the special prosecutor who was supposedly her boyfriend. Interesting that when they made the accusation, there wasn't evidence. The evidence so far just consists of they took trips together. We travel together for work. I need more receipts, but neither one of them have denied.
That's what I was about to ask. Like, did they come out and deny it?
Yeah, they have not done that.
All right.
And they're saying that he was going through a divorce, so it was improper relationship. Plus, if she paid him money and then he used the money to take her on trips, then that's corrupt.
It's a big deal. Yeah, I mean, no, ordinarily something like that wouldn't be such a big deal, right? Like people get jobs off of their networking, right? Networking. I know you. We used to be together. I'm your cousin. I'm your sister. But in a high stakes situation like this, with Donald Trump fights really dirty, he's gonna hire people to find any type of dirt on you that exists out there in the universe. So, it is unfortunate. It definitely does appear to undermine it if it's true, because it could look like a conflict of interest. And we was giving her so many props, like, yeah, girl, get him, girl. And now this came out, and it's kind of crazy. So
I hate it because, I mean, I was talking to some Democrats that are not progressive, but just like moderate centrist Democrats. And they were saying that they hated that she said they were coming after her for being a black woman, that she was playing the race card. And I don't believe in the race card, because I think if you're black, all your cards are spades.
Oh, yeah.
But I do think that if this turns out to be true, she's going to have to step away, or she's going to have to be replaced, because and what worries me, what I heard from one attorney, is that this could disqualify her whole team.
Oh, wow.
They say the team is tainted. Now, whoever gets the case has to start from page one with all of that evidence and strategy, and that could delay this thing for a long time.
After the election, probably.
Way after.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. When they say when the world catches a cold, we catch a flu. Like, because she is a black woman, she's going to be scrutinized extra hard. Right.
And as black women, we know that.
Yeah.
But we all make mistakes.
We all make mistakes.
I mean, it's frustrating for me, too. I'm not saying two wrongs make a right. But if, the former president is like sexually assaulted, he has been found guilty by a court of law. Of really rape. I mean, the only reason it's not rape is because in New York, it has to be your has to be your penis that actually goes inside the woman. And in this case, it was his finger. So technically, that's not rape, but it's rape.
Yeah.
Right. He's been convicted in civil court. I get you. He's not going to jail or anything, but still, he's the leading candidate. And yet, this woman was having an improper, and I'm not saying two wrongs make a right, but it's just frustrating that, I don't see how she survives this.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and it's probably true that one didn't have anything to do with the other. Like, she was laser focused on her work, and because she hired this man, it wasn't any type of bias in her approach, but the appearance of it. And there are ethics laws out there that, ask questions like that, like, do you work with anybody or blah, 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 so.
Yeah. So if I get a man a raise so that he can take me out, apparently that's a conflict of interest. I mean, I wouldn't have thought of it like that. Like, well, it's his money if he wants to fly me to Martinique.
Right.
So be it. But apparently if you're his boss and you got him that job, that's a problem.
Really?
Well, yeah. In case we had plans of doing that.
What if they deserve it? No, I'm just kidding.
I was glad that he and his wife, Mr. Wade and his wife, settled their divorce.
Oh, yeah, that makes it look a little better.
Yeah, now Fani Willis can't be forced to testify. Nobody's going to be testifying. They settled and they're moving on. So, but that doesn't mean America's moving on.
No, they're gonna. They're not going to talk about January 6th, and all that messiness that went on and what that was about.
Or E. Jean Carroll, for that matter.
Right. We're going to focus on what they are,
But I mean,
the drill.
In other good news, 83 million. I'm just saying. She got 83
I was
million.
like LOLing at that. She got another award.
And he finally shut up about her. He's like, no, I this is too expensive. So, yeah. Anyway, E. Jean Carroll, in case you don't know what I'm talking about, was awarded $83 million for defamation because Trump been talking smack about her for like years. And she started out with $5 million. Now she's up to 83.
And now he's trying to get that thrown out because allegedly the law, it's like the judge worked at a law firm back in the day. It's like some old.
He's grasping at straws. Yeah, he's grasping at straws. But we'll see. We'll see. 800-920-1580 if you want to weigh in. Dominique DiPrima and Sherri Bell for KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more straight talk. Now you can get a Walmart Plus membership, plus not pay for it, because it's included with Straight Talk wireless plans. You get free delivery with Walmart plus a Paramount Plus subscription included. Plus, you pay less for gas. That's a lot of pluses.
Only Straight Talk gives you unlimited 5G data and Walmart Plus included on select plans for free.
Straight Talk wireless, available at Walmart.
Requires service on Gold or Platinum Unlimited. One offer per eligible account. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. Additional terms apply.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we do Black history every single day. In fact, as the only Black talk radio station west of the Mississippi, we are Black history. Our annual Black History Month luncheon is fast approaching, and we want to be sure to give you ample time to get your company, organization, church, or group to join us at this year's celebration on the last day of the month, Thursday, February 29th at noon. Last year, we honored iconic local Black media personalities, including Pat Harvey, Jim Hill, Mark Brown, Beverly White, Sandy Banks, and Pat Prescott, and raised $20,000 in scholarships. This year, we're honoring Black Hollywood creatives who have used their artistic genius as climate justice champions. At this year's luncheon, we will be showcasing and sharing their inspiring work on our big screen. Plus, a scrumptious meal, live music, great company, and lots of fun with your favorite KBLA Talk 1580 hosts. So contact us today at info@smileyaudio.com or call 323-290-4690. That's info@smileyaudio.com or call 323-290-4690. We hope to see you Thursday, February 29th as we close out Black History Month. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
Roll Charmin ultra strong when you drop in the beat. It cleans with way less effort on your seat. Yeah, roll it, drop it. Yeah, roll it, drop it. Okay. Charmin flows extra strong from the road. Your butt hella clean while you're sitting on the bowl. Yeah, it's all you need for that bathroom groove. Get you in and out without nothing to prove.
Charmin Ultra Strong cleans better so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Are you interested in catching up on all the latest entertainment news, trending topics, and exciting interviews? I got you. Tune in to The Raw Report with Robin Ayers, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. I'm your host, Robin Ayers. Join me every weekday with some of the best entertainment contributors in the business as we break down what's going on, who's got next, and what not to miss. Only on The Raw Report with Robin Ayers.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. Pro Football Hall of Famer and urban peace pioneer Jim Brown believed in just that. So he founded the Amera I Can Foundation for Social Change in 1988, focusing on at-risk and high-risk youth in underserved schools and juvenile detention facilities, as well as adult incarceration and reentry initiatives. The core of the Amera I Can program is its 15-chapter life skills curriculum. Mastery of these skills allows individuals to meet their academic potential, conform their behavior to acceptable societal standards, and improve the quality of their lives by equipping them with what they need to confidently and successfully contribute to society. Today, the foundation is led by its president, Monique Brown, who has been actively involved in the organization for more than 25 years. The Amera I Can Foundation continues its work in memory of its founder, actor, philanthropist, and NFL legend Jim Brown. To get involved or make a donation, please visit AmeriICanCommunity.partners. That's AmeriICanCommunity.partners. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Your floors can go from clean to dirty fast. From juice spills, whoops, to muddy paw prints, to little sticky finger marks. Good thing your Swiffer WetJet works fast too. Swiffer WetJet easily cleans everyday messes as quick as they happen. The next mess is right around the corner. So grab your Swiffer WetJet and just spray, push, all clean.
KBLA Talk 1580 is the exclusive media sponsor of this light of ours, activist photographers of the Civil Rights Movement. A dynamic new exhibition on view now at the Skirball Cultural Center in Los Angeles. This light of ours showcases more than 150 photos taken by movement insiders from diverse backgrounds that reveal the vital work undertaken by a broad coalition of organizers and everyday people whose collective action changed America. This light of ours is one of 3 temporary exhibitions currently on view at the Skirball, which together explore issues related to civil rights, immigration, and pluralism. Tickets and more information for all 3 exhibitions are available at skirball.org. That's skirball.org. SKIRBALL.org.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
Okay, the conversation continues right now. I don't know if it's the rain. I'll use that as an excuse. Sherri Bell is with me. It's coming down hard. Mm-hmm. We got a million things to cover here, but Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion are fighting. Do you think it's real? Do you think they're trying to sell albums? The fan base is going at each other on socials. In a way it seems like an age-old formula for selling records, but on the other hand, you think two black women being pitted against each other, not ideal.
Yeah, I think it's real, and I think it has something to do with Nicki Minaj. It appears, I love her music. I think she's one of the greatest female rappers of all time, but I do think she's threatened by other female rappers' success. If she sees them as a threat, she'll do a diss track. She'll put a little subliminal diss in one of her raps and whatnot. And I think that if somebody comes for her, she doesn't come after everybody. You have to be worth coming back at, right? So if there's another prominent female rapper that even attempts to diss her, she's gonna come back with a vengeance, right? So she's at it with Cardi B. She's at it with Meg Thee Stallion. I do think this is real beef. I do think it's highly unfortunate. I mean, hopefully it like they say, stays on the wax.
Yeah. Well, I don't know Nicki Minaj has been on social media talking mad stuff. Does that count as staying on the wax?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Well, it's not in the real world, but but I am getting kind of concerned about Nicki. Like, I don't know where's her team, where her publicist, but a lot of the times on these lives, she seems a little unhinged, and I hope she's taking good care of herself because she be seeming a little,
Yeah, everybody wants to say she's coked out or something, and of course they say so without evidence.
You know, she always denies it.
Yeah,
I
she
mean,
does.
but that doesn't mean she's not doing other things that could be detrimental to affecting her behavior. But then, I hope it's just crazy, Nicki. I think she reminds me like of a less problematic female Kanye West. You know, like
less problematic female Kanye West. Yeah, I mean, yeah. They're both selling a lot of product as a result. So even if it's real beef, it's making, even if it's real beef, it's also making real money.
Right.
Alrighty. 800-920-1580 if you want to talk. We got news, traffic, and sports, and you're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580 is an intervention. When we come forward, includes you. KBLA Talk 1580, turning pain into power.
We thank you for joining us on the Black Information Network. I'm Mike Moore. Here's the latest. 3 people are dead, 9 others are injured, some of them critically after a building collapsed in Idaho. Cops say a 39,000 square foot steel hangar that was under construction near the Boise airport collapsed Wednesday, leading to multiple victims. The company building the hangar said dozens of people were working on the site. Authorities aren't sure yet what caused the building to collapse. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is warning of a syphilis resurgence nationwide with the highest number of cases since 1950. The CDC says more than 207,000 syphilis cases were reported in the U.S. in 2022, an 80% increase since 2018. Black people and Native Americans are the most impacted groups. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Moore from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at unbound.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Clippers got another road win last night. They won by 16 at Washington. 31 points from Kawhi Leonard. James Harden dropped 25. The Clippers are now 16 games over 500 and have the 3rd best record in the Western Conference. The Lakers are at Boston tonight. They need a win to get back to 500. 4:30 tip-off on TNT. The GoFundMe drive to build a new statue for Jackie Robinson in Wichita, Kansas has surpassed $140,000. The goal of $150,000 appears to be in reach. City officials want to build a new statue of Robinson to replace the one that was stolen on Saturday and destroyed. Robinson's statue was on display at McAdams Park in Wichita, home of League 42, a youth baseball league named in Robinson's honor. In 1947, Robinson became Major League Baseball's first black player. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Got me a damn girl on my team. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe we have the best tag team in morning radio. Dominique DiPrima and Tavis Smiley. As the first black woman in Los Angeles to anchor a morning drive talk radio show, Dominique covers local politics like a blanket. Weekday mornings from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. At 9 a.m., Dominique passes the baton to Tavis Smiley, who talks to everybody about everything every day until 12 noon. KBLA's dynamic duo, Dominique and Tavis. It's no wonder the LA Civil Rights Department is honoring Dominique DiPrima this year at its Tell Our Story honoring black journalist leaders and storytellers event, Thursday, February 8th. Or that the John M. Langston Bar Association of Los Angeles is honoring Tavis Smiley at its 47th Annual Installation and Scholarship Awards Gala with its Community Impact Award on February 10th. We couldn't be more proud of Dominique and Tavis, who make black history every day, not just in February. If you're missing Dominique and Tavis weekday mornings on KBLA Talk 1580, you're missing out. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black. Holla, yeah! This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Watch out! You got me! The galaxy is safe once again. In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA reminds you that when we fight, we win, and we don't black down. LA Community Action Network, or LA CAN, was formed in 1999 when 25 residents of downtown LA came together and acknowledged the problems that existed in their community and made a commitment to do something about those problems, to stand together, organize, and become a force in the community that demands change. Civil rights and preventing the criminalization of poverty are their core projects. In addition, they take on women's rights, the human right to housing, and healthy food access. LA CAN also has projects focused on economic development, civic participation, voter engagement, and community media. While downtown LA remains their home base, with a particular emphasis on the Skid Row community, in 2007 they expanded their housing and healthy food access work into South Central Los Angeles. LA CAN believes that power for low-income people and people of color is achieved through a large, active, and well-informed member base that utilizes a multitude of methods to advance their messages and goals. If you'd like to join the Los Angeles Community Action Network and organize people to fight back against oppression, please visit cangress.org. That's cangress.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
We're not for everybody, but we're for everybody. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
New York Transit Queen, New York Transit Queen, New York Transit Queen, little over 17. New York Transit Queen, New York Transit Queen, New York Transit Queen, little over 17.
Wow, back there dancing. That, okay, we put your records on. We played. This is from the new album of Corinne Bailey Rae. So if you haven't heard it yet, I mean, it is a musical journey. It's got a lot of different styles, influences. I can't wait to have the conversation with her. And inspired by Black history. Really, the Black History Museum in Chicago. So it's definitely going to be a great way to kick off Black History Month.
Yeah. That sounds like a great song to get exercise to, actually.
Hit the bag,
right.
Hit the spin. Yeah, and there's a whole Black history story to it. But speaking of New York Transit Queen, you brought my attention to the fact that this guy from Queens who jumped a cop during January 6th attempted coup and then pushed him over a ledge, was sentenced to 6.5 years in prison. The man's name is Ralph Joseph Celentano, and he got sentenced this week, Tuesday. They convicted him last June, but he just got his walk-in papers this week.
Yeah, I mean, it really, I feel like 6 years isn't enough for something like that, right? Like, you premeditated storming the nation's capital. You could have killed that person. And yet people who try to enroll their kids in school and use somebody else's address for a better way of life getting heavy sentences like that. Sometimes the punishment don't fit the crime, in this criminal injustice system.
Yeah, well, 1,265 people have been charged with January 6th, but most of them have gotten relatively light sentences. There's been a couple of heavier ones that were made examples of. And I agree with you. I also would argue that had all of those 1,265 people been Black Lives Matter activists, the sentence would be much, much heavier.
Oh, they would have. Some of them, unfortunately, would no longer be with us because they would have been shot dead. And that's what bias does. That's what racial hatred does when you're taught that people's lives aren't as valuable as others, then that's why we have to remind people that our lives matter because of situations like this, right? The unfair, unjust treatment. But yeah, we all know that. We all know what the outcome would have been. And that's why, people should really be trained. If you want to train people to not be racist and not be biased, you have to treat people to approach situations the same. And so,
yeah, I think that's right, and those are some of the things we argue for. But again, you're right; those folks would have been dead. And we can look at the case of Brittany Martin, Black Lives Matter protester, who is in jail right now. She was pregnant. Apparently, she yelled at a cop during a protest, and was charged and given 5 years in prison for talking smack to a cop.
That's insane.
They forced her to give birth in prison. She's been sexually assaulted in prison. All of this has gone on because she talked smack. I mean, they don't even say she did something else.
Yeah.
But so, yeah, you can, if you're not black, you can attempt a coup, and get 5 years. If you're black, you can say, I don't even know what she said. Apparently, she wasn't even cussing. She was just talking about the police to the police, and they decided that they would throw the book at her. So there you have it. It's really troubling. I just saw this right now, Sherri, so maybe we can talk a little bit about it, which is that Donald Trump is has attended a meeting with the Teamsters Union. He's trying to get votes. And we talked about this last week or maybe 2 weeks ago when you were on, which is that there is an element within the labor movement that is going Republican. Those are mostly white men. And I just have a hard time because to me, if you're a union advocate like you, or a union member, right?
Both.
How do you not know that this guy is doing everything to undermine working people?
Yeah, it's the AFL-CIO put out a press release on all the different attacks that Trump did on the labor movement, making it harder to organize, dismantling people's right to collectively bargain. I feel that the Democrat side has to do a better job at waging a campaign on this narrative that is actually true, right? People, they need to lift up all the specific things that the Trump administration has done to attack people's right to organize and bargain for better working conditions, because when you don't do that, you get his charismatic self in there, cracking jokes. He's like a celebrity. He's popular, and he's able to get a meeting with one of the nation's strongest union, which is the Teamsters. There's no way that if there was great internal organizing going on within the labor movement, that they wouldn't have even took that meeting in the first place.
Yeah, that's right. According to CNN, Trump won the non-college graduating union members by 6 points in 2020. And that trend, is continuing. That's going to be another huge problem for Biden this election season. He's meeting with the United Auto Workers in Michigan today.
Who?
Biden.
Oh, Biden. Oh,
yeah. You're like, not Trump. Not Trump. Well, that could happen too. But I think my understanding is, that meeting is meant to take place today, and Trump is pushing back with his own Teamsters meeting. But the shift is notable. Apparently, Biden won the union vote by 21%, which is down 10 points from where Bill Clinton was as a Democrat in the union vote. 21 points sounds like a lot, but back in the day, like that would be like 60%. I mean, of course, you got to go way, way back in the day. You got to go like Harry Truman in 1948.
Yeah.
The Democrats won the union vote by 60-something%. Now we're down to 20. That's not a good trend line.
That is not a good trend line, and I see two things going on. One is that the lust after white supremacy is really trumping everything, right? No pun
Literally
intended.
trumping. Oh, go with the pun. Go with the pun.
like it supersedes one's self-interest. And then on the other hand, people are dealing with inflation. They're dealing with like poor economic conditions, like everything costs more. And so they're looking at these two things and they're not, and like, where's the labor gonna be, highlighted? Where's the power of union organizing that's gonna be like a solution being lifted up? Like I said, there's no way that if labor was doing their job at educating and informing their members, that this should be the case. And this has been going on for years. This trend didn't just happen overnight. They don't do organizing anymore. I don't know what's going on. They just put a lot of their faith in these elected officials. They just throw money at campaigns instead of like doing like they used to do, talking, doing
boots
the work,
on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
Gotta have boots on the ground. Yeah, I think that's a great point, Sherri. I mean, I don't witness it to see that is the case, but this is a problem, and I do think that it's part of it is that same reason some black people vote for Trump. They think we can be him. It's someone said no. It's someone corrected me the other day. It's not the Scarface syndrome. To me, it's the Scarface syndrome. They see him as a man with a golden potty and and a boss babe on his arm, and I can be that too, and he can help me be that too. And this person said no. It's the First Step Act. The fact that he let people out of prison. But that was something he was forced to do. That was already presented by Democrats. He took it across the finish line. I give him credit for that. One of the only things I do give him credit for. But that doesn't mean that his other policies aren't putting more black people in jail. You got to look at both ends of the pipeline here.
Yeah, that's why like these news media corporations that are owned by billionaires that would like to control the narrative is so important, because like when the average person is watching the news or like seeing something on social media, they're being taught something, right? They're being shown that this person is a certain way without looking at the real data, without looking at the real numbers, which don't lie. So if you're looking at the fantasy of how Trump is so charismatic and he's getting people out of jail, you're not looking at all the gains that he's making for people who is in his tax bracket and how you getting left out in the cold.
Right. Yeah. Well, I hope that we can do whatever we need to do to try to change that narrative. Okay, so when we thought strike season was over for the Hollywood machine, it may not be the case. I'll share with you why not when we come forward on. Oh, and we got to talk Zuckerberg. We at least have to talk a little bit about Zuckerberg facing the grilling yesterday. That's next on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste, because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Now I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
On your period, sudden gushes happen without warning. But now, you can say goodbye to stand-up gush fears, thanks to Always Ultra Thins with rapid dry technology. It absorbs gushes 2 times faster than the leading store brand and gives you up to 100% leak-free protection. Hello, clean and comfortable with Always Fear No Gush.
She's so smooth, so... I'm interrupting my own shower to remind you to treat your skin like the queen she is with Olay Hyaluronic Body Wash, packed with Olay's highest level of vitamin B3 complex. It's so moisturizing that it will give you visibly smoother, head-turning skin in just 14 days. People wondering, how'd she get so smooth? Olay Hyaluronic Body Wash. Also, try Olay Hyaluronic Body Lotion.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are. Magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
Your ancestors' favorite radio station, and your favorite morning show host. Let's get back to Dominique DiPrima right now.
I don't want to forget, Sherri Bell is in the studio. She's an activist. She's an advocate for labor. She's a KBLA contributor. You have an event to share with us.
Yes.
Yeah, and I always forget to ask you, so I don't
Yes.
want to do that.
Yes, so the Los Angeles Black Workers Center is hosting a Ready to Work program. It's a paid training opportunity. The plan is to get people in jobs with the city of Los Angeles. So it's a part of the Workforce Equity Demonstration Project that the organization has with the city. Please sign up if you know somebody. It's paid training. The actual boot camps take place February 6th and February 13th. If you want to sign up, time is ticking. Please call the Ready to Work team at area code 323-752-7287. That's called in the Los Angeles Black Workers Center at 323-752-7287, or you can email readytowork, and that's the number 2 at labwc.org. So yes, call or sign up today, because these are really good opportunity to get skill set and the pathway to a job, a good union job. So
Ready to Work at labwc.org. And LABWC stands for Black Workers Center.
Right.
Or 323-752-7287. So that's, I've talked about that program a lot on the shows over the years. That's, you get paid to be prepared to succeed on these job opportunities.
Right, and we're working with the city of Los Angeles to get people placed. This program has already placed over 30 people with jobs with the city of Los Angeles.
Man,
So,
and those are jobs. I mean, those are career jobs. Like you get benefits and all that stuff. So if you're short, you're coming up short, you might want to reach out. I know a lot of times we automatically disqualify ourselves. We think, oh, well, I can't get that. But that's what the Black Worker Center is there to help you do.
right, yeah, because you know that, it's not sometimes about like not what you know, but who you know. So we want to make sure that you prepare and that we can be that relationship that you need to get into these positions. And our goal is to place 200 people with the city of Los Angeles. So we're working towards that goal. So, but this is a good opportunity, especially if you're not working right now and you want to feel like you're on track to something great. You could do this program for, I believe it's a 3-week program. You get compensated, and the goal is to get you placed in the city. So
love that. So we thought strike season was over, but it sounds like IATSE, the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees, they're starting their negotiation in March. And the Teamsters, Local 399, says they're standing with them in solidarity with the our same old favorites, the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers. Their negotiations start March 4th. And I think that hopefully they'll get a quick deal, but because they could really shut it down.
Oh, right. Yeah. Like who's going to transport and set up all the staging and equipment and, move everything around? Like how you going to do a scene with no microphone? It's really important. And hopefully because of the strikes with WGA and SAG-AFTRA, their fight won't be as intensive and as long. And hopefully they get what they deserve, because like the cost of living is high, profits are high, the wealth gap is high. That's why people go on these strikes, because it's like the productivity is higher than it's ever been all around in various industries. The profits are astronomical, but the wages are not. They're staying the same. So that's the problem.
Yeah. The other thing is that there's the electrical workers, the Laborers International, the United Plumbers and Plasterers and Cement Masons. These are all different unions that work on Hollywood productions. Mm-hmm. They are also in negotiation, but they've decided to team up all of those unions plus IATSE and the Teamsters around health benefits. And that is going to be a serious problem if the studios come at them sideways. And of course, those of us who are members of the Screen Actors Guild, the Writers Guild, we're going to stand with them. They stood with us. We're going to stand with them. There's going to be solidarity again. Mm-hmm. So I hope that the AMPTP, takes the valuable experience that they had in our strikes and, and applies it.
Lessons learned.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I hope it does, because we, people need to get paid and we need to keep working. So, KBLA Talk 1580.
A safe place to go loud. A great place for progressive politics. KBLA Talk 1580.
Eggs are a staple in our diets, and there's only one egg with more delicious farm fresh taste plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. With more vitamins, including 6 times more vitamin D and 10 times more vitamin E, plus 25% less saturated fat than ordinary eggs. Available in so many delicious varieties. Classic, cage-free, and organic. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Taco Bell just dropped the new Cravings Value Menu. Now you can get 10 items for $3 or less, which means you can get the food you want for the price you want. It's almost like you can have your cake and eat it too. But in this case, it's a double-stacked taco from the new Cravings Value Menu. So basically, you can have your double-stacked taco and eat it too, which is a lot crunchier than cake. The new Cravings Value Menu is here. Get it at Taco Bell today. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations while supplies last. Contact store for price and participation which vary. Tax extra.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. Pro Football Hall of Famer and urban peace pioneer Jim Brown believed in just that. So he founded the America I Can Foundation for Social Change in 1988, focusing on at-risk and high-risk youth in underserved schools and juvenile detention facilities, as well as adult incarceration and reentry initiatives. The core of the America I Can program is its 15-chapter life skills curriculum. Mastery of these skills allows individuals to meet their academic potential, conform their behavior to acceptable societal standards, and improve the quality of their lives by equipping them with what they need to confidently and successfully contribute to society. Today, the foundation is led by its president, Monique Brown, who has been actively involved in the organization for more than 25 years. The America I Can Foundation continues its work in memory of its founder, actor, philanthropist, and NFL legend Jim Brown. To get involved or make a donation, please visit AmericaICanCommunity.partners. That's AmericaICanCommunity.partners. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at unbound.org.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where everybody is somebody and nobody is a stranger. You belong here.
Okay, Sherri Bell is with me. And I'm going to tell you one more time, ready to work at labwc.org or 323-752-7287. You can get paid to be ready to be a city worker with great benefits, etc. So the former president, I usually call him he who shall not be named, but I'm talking about Trump. Apparently his campaign committees and such have already spent $27 million on lawyer bills and legal fees in the last 6 months of 2023 alone. So that means a lot of the little small donors that are, trying to help him win the presidency are really having their money spent on lawyers.
They just funding and upholding stupidity. They funding him to be able to act a fool and trying to defend his right to be a bully and lie and withhold information. That's what they really funding when you think about it.
Yeah, that's true. I hope that hope they got an extra $83 million handy. No, that's not what I was going to say. I hope that this undermines his ability to advertise and all that stuff. Not that he needs it. He's killing the game right now with the Republicans, but maybe in the general election, I'm hoping that spending all his money on his 91 indictments will undermine his ability to win.
Right, bleed his accounts. One can only dream, but yeah.
Oh gosh, okay. We didn't talk about Zuckerberg getting his butt handed to him by Congress yesterday. For the impact. It wasn't just him. There were other tech moguls there too. But he famously turned around and apologized after being pressed by Josh Hawley, who's got a lot of nerve. He's another overthrower of the government attempter,
wow.
right? So anyway, your quick thoughts on that?
I mean, yeah, Mark Zuckerberg looked super stressed yesterday. And like the families of people whose children have either died by suicide or been like sexually exploited on the Facebook platform. He apologized that he's sorry what they went through, but he didn't necessarily say, I'm sorry that my platform caused this, right? He didn't admit any guilt. He just like displayed some level of empathy. And, hopefully, people can detect when you're making a bad comment, like to be like, this comment goes against our guidelines. They have measures in place, but they need to do a better job at detecting when somebody is underage or getting cyberbullied. They have the power to expel that kind of behavior from their platforms. And unfortunately, in these situations where these children perish, they didn't do that.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I got a lot to say about that, but I'm not going to say it right this minute. Sherri De La Ghetto on Instagram, DiPrima Radio and KBLA 1580. Sherri, thank you so much.
Thank you. And happy Black History Month, everybody.
KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580.